More on small basic. In our day-to-day life, we make decisions and act accordingly. Similarly, a computer also decides about its actions before making decisions. Every decision involves a choice based on a simple yes or no. To implement this, control structures are used. In control structures, the conditions are specific and actions takes place as per these conditions. Control structures. Control structures are used to control the flow of a program. A control structure is broadly categorized into two types: conditional control structure, looping control structure. Conditional control structure. A conditional control structure is used to make decisions and act accordingly. Let's look at some example. Condition, action. If it rains, I will read a book. If it doesn't rain, I will play cricket. These control structures specify an action to be taken only if a condition is met. Once the specified condition is met, the execution stops. If-then statement. The simplest control structure is the if-then statement. It checks only the true condition of the program and comes to an end. Let's understand if-then statement with the syntax and an example. Syntax: if, condition, then, statement, end, if. If the condition is true, then the instruction specified after then is executed. If the condition is false, there will be no output for the if block, and the control will transfer after the end if statement. If then else statement. In the if then else statement structure, if the condition given is true, then the statement specified after then is executed. If the condition is false, the statement following else will be executed. Let's understand if then else statement with the syntax and an example. Syntax: if, condition, then, statement 1, else, statement 2, end if. If-else-if ladder. If-else-if ladder is used to check multiple conditions in a program. This can be executed by including multiple else-if statements. In an if-else-if ladder, statement inside an else block is executed only when all the conditions that come before it in the ladder are false. But at a time, only one condition can be executed. Let's understand if-else-if ladder with the syntax and an example. Syntax: if, condition, then, statement 1. Else if, condition, then, statement 2. Else if, condition, then, statement 3. Else, statement 4, end if. Go-to statement. Go-to statement transfers the program control from one statement to another. It leads to an unconditional transfer control. Let's understand go-to statement with the syntax and an example. Syntax: go-to, label. The purpose of label is the destination point. Here, when the compiler encounters the go-to statement, the control is transferred to the start label to set up a loop. So the output of the program goes infinite. Press Ctrl plus pause, break key to abort the program. Looping control structure. While programming, there comes a certain situation in which you need to repeat one or more statements a number of times. This can be done by using loops. Looping is a process of executing a block of statements again and again. A loop must have a starting condition and also a terminating condition. The major advantage of using loops is that they reduce the size of the program by reducing the number of instructions and also save memory space. Small Basic provides two types of loop: for loop, while loop. For loop. The for loop is used when a group of statements is to be executed a specific number of times. It also reduces the number of instructions in a program. Let's understand the for loop with a syntax and an example. Syntax: for control variable is equal to initial value to final value. Here, the loop will start with an initial value and will execute the statement within the for loop. These statements will be executed till they reach the final value. While loop. The while loop repeats the instructions until a given condition is true. As the condition becomes false, the loop terminates. Let's understand the while loop with a syntax and an example. Syntax: while, condition, statement, end while. Here, only if the condition specified within the while loop is true, it enters the body of the loop, else it executes the statements after end while. Subroutine. A subroutine is a package of statements. It helps to reduce the same code in programs. A subroutine can be written anywhere in a program. It is identified by a name that follows the sub keyword and is terminated by the end sub keyword. Let's understand the subroutine with a syntax and an example. Syntax: sub, name of the subroutine, statement, end sub.